I'm Joe Ducey with the Better Business Bureau, and this is Joe Knows Better. Yeah, we're calling this woman Ann. We recently had a conversation with her where she shared her story about years of being scammed, all the money she lost, what she's learned, and she wanted to share her story with you so that you may not be a victim and not fall for the same scams. I'm Joe Ducey with the Better Business Bureau.
I'm Marin, and honestly, Joe, this story really haunted me. It still does. I can't believe what Ann dealt with.
It was hard talking to her about it. I mean, we talked to her for probably 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was a hard conversation, and you just can't help but empathize with all that she's going through.
Yeah, but she wanted the story told so that she could help others. And let's start at the beginning where Ann started right now.
I had lost my job earlier that year, so I was on a very, very fixed income. Whatever I made on side jobs, that's all I made. And my husband at the time, well, he never worked, so it was always on me. Me being who I am, being an independent mom and everything, thinking, okay, just let's see if somebody in this world actually still does have a heart that can actually help. They actually message you and start talking to you like you're meeting a new person. They show interest, show their concerns about what's going on with you, and they get to know you personally. And they'll text you throughout the entire day, every single day. And of course, if you don't have anybody to speak to and you finally have someone that's listening, you're going to open up. And that's when they grab your, get your trust, and they slowly wean themselves in to actually say, hey, look, I got this deal going on. How do you feel about that? Of course, the first few times you're going to be like, no, I don't want nothing to do with it. But then they get more manipulative, because it's all manipulation that they do. It's always handing over your Gmail account or any banking account information so they can have access to it, even your social media accounts. And of course, they take it over, or they even ask you to pay to receive the blessing.
Yeah. So she talks about this blessing, and she mentioned it a few times in the conversation. And apparently, what Ann says is that she reached out, because she's got 3 kids. I think one's autistic. She needs help. She can't keep the house. So all these people come back and say, "Oh, we'll give you a blessing for a price."
But they prey on her vulnerability. Mm-hmm. And here's Ann just trying to get help, and look at all the things that they bring up as far as the way that they target her as a vulnerable mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she is, and she talks about being lonely, and that's exactly what they do. So that's how the scammers work in so many situations, not just Ann. You and I have seen so many complaints, romance scams, even job scams. I mean, they come down to where they really prey on you. They get to know you a little bit. They try to pretend that they're friendly.
Sure.
They're going to do these things for you, and they figure you out.
They really do. It's social engineering. They take the time to invest into the scam by getting to know you, asking about your kids, asking about your day-to-day life. She mentions that they would mention requesting updates on how her children were doing.
And this Christian thing that they throw out a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, saying that they are, and yet here they are taking her gift card money, her wiring money, those kinds of things. And so she gets into a little bit more of that about how these scammers worked to kind of gain her trust.
They said that they were an investor, and they do Bitcoin mining. And if I invest a certain amount of money because of Bitcoin mining, it will make revenue and make it really fast. And then I can withdraw it at any time I want. Well, that started in 2019. Constantly talking to me, asking about how my kids were doing, making promises that, that I was going to make enough money where I was going to even possibly be able to retire. Of course, even though I wouldn't ever, but it was the constant communication between both of us and talking. You pay for a certain amount of things for people to actually do the mining of the Bitcoin, and you are actually making money while you're just sitting back and doing nothing. She sends me a picture of one of the Bitcoin apps and it says my name, and it says supposedly what my investment is, but it's always a cropped picture, and I always call her out on it. I don't have access to the app. I don't know the login.
How much money have you put into this one?
Oh, I actually don't even have the full number yet, but I know probably over 20,000.
Were you ever able to withdraw any money?
Not yet.
Yeah, a couple of things that there. Some that are very common that we hear about a lot, but $20,000. This is a woman who can't keep her house, right?
Right.
She doesn't have this money. She got 3 kids. She went on to try to get money to try to help her temporarily.
But these are some huge promises. Early retirement, huge returns, and to not even have access to this app that she's saying is holding all of these funds and weighing all of the profits, to not even be able to see it and to say that you're getting, edited, clipped,
screenshots that she knew were clipped and didn't show her what she wanted, and yet she's still there. Yeah, I think there are just a lot of things here that I think people can learn from.
Absolutely.
From what happened to Ann. I mean, staying with it for so long. I think being promised that you're going to get a certain amount of money and get it easily. She talked about Bitcoin and crypto and how you could just sit back and collect while you do it. That doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen. Most of the things we see are especially like the job and employment scams are promises of a lot of money for a little work, right? And somehow, in some cases, they're able actually to show you that you've made a little bit of money. And I think Ann will say that too. They were able to show her a little bit to make it seem like, oh yeah, I am, and I can take this out. But
that's how they tag you along, though. They show you a little bit. They show maybe a higher balance in the account, and that's how they get someone intrigued to think that, hey, this is working. This is working. I'm going to put more money in. When they ask for more money, I'm going to do it because they've already shown me that I've made some. But in reality, as we said, these aren't even real pictures.
Well, the other thing they do is they mentioned Bitcoin, I think, here. And crypto and Bitcoin. I mean, we have categories for scams like romance scams, job scams, whatever. They all kind of end up to be lately crypto investment type scams where they may start a certain way. They may say they love you or you can get a job, or in this case, we can help you. But it ends up where they throw these things out that people don't understand. I mean, I don't fully understand all about crypto, but they do. And they make up this stuff, and people are like, I don't understand it. And I don't think it's their fault they don't understand it, but it's their fault that staying with something they don't understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you don't understand it, don't get involved. Try not to get involved.
And don't trust the person who's giving you information that you're admittedly knowing seems incorrect.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. So we get a little bit more. Ann talks here a little bit about something that Michelle touched on, and that is why people seem to stay with these scams even though they know that they are scams.
I actually stopped talking to her for almost a year. And then she found my phone number and everything and started up again.
And why did you get back involved?
To be honest, I was just wanting my money back, just for the hopes of just even try to get it back. Because I, would notify the banks going, okay, I was scammed, that's what happened. And I would just constantly get shut down. With every single bank that I would notify them, and I was honest with them, and they did not care. They said, well, you authorized it, so, you're SOL. You gave them the money. Supposedly, she's actually going over to Phoenix, Arizona's office and going in there in person to actually withdraw the money this week.
So she's supposed to come here. Do you keep in contact with her still?
Yes.
Do you still believe that she is legitimate?
I'm actually not fully sure yet, because she's actually offered recently that if I needed to be there presently, that she would actually pay for my my ticket to go down there, because I'm over in of course up north right now, and if I need to be there, it's just like, well, I'll pay for your flight ticket if need be.
So you're still involved with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because especially how much money that I've actually paid out, I'm really literally crossing my fingers that this might actually be, for once, legit. And I'm not getting my hopes up because, how can I ever get my hopes up for something that this has been going on for this long and I still don't have much to go off of? Even if I just get the $20,000 back or whatever I've actually spent, I would be happy with getting everything back for what I've spent. For everything that I paid for gift cards, for sending out money, for Bitcoin. If I got every single penny back for that, I would be the happiest mom ever.
So this is what really gets me, Joe.
I know.
The depth in which she really is invested.
She still believes.
It makes my skin crawl.
Well, when we had that moment when she said that, because she filed a scam tracker report and it didn't say that she was still involved. It had this horrible thing. We thought she wanted to tell her story and wanted to help people out. Then she says that she's going to possibly see this woman. She we're kind of back up a little bit. She connected with one person who had this crypto and Bitcoin stuff after a number of scams, found her number, did all these things. But that she's still involved with her.
She's still talking
knowing
to them. Yeah.
Actually, it's a scam. That's not uncommon.
Right.
It's not uncommon.
Yeah.
And I heard somebody the other day, and I've done this for years, but somebody the other day said it's just like gambling, and it is.
Yeah.
It's like you lose $500. Oh, I got to get that back. Put another $500 in. Oh, you're down $1,000. I got to get that money back. Now you're at $1,500. You have to get that money back, and that's the only person you think you can get it from.
Right.
And
she's beyond invested at this point. And it's so hard to listen to because I just want to tell her, Ann, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Delete the number. Stop talking to them. I know it's as hard as it is to say, you got to move on.
Yeah.
And knowing that she's still talking to them, she still has hope. Joe, it breaks my heart. No. It really does.
You've been talking about this for a while. Every day it's like, man, you've listened to parts of this, and it's just been, you were talking to her about it as a mom, and
I feel like I had to give her a moment of just listen. As a fellow mother, as a fellow person who cares about you having things to give to your children, these tough times. This is not it. This is not the answer.
Because she kept bringing up her kids a lot. Maybe the segments we took out don't show that. As much as she said it, but many times she was talking about, I did this for my kids. I had to get my kids because her husband was out of the picture. And the other thing she mentioned, I think it's interesting, is banks.
Yeah.
She filed complaints. She went to banks, and the banks are saying, well, you gave permission.
You sent it.
You sent it. You allowed them into your account. You gave them permission. It's not like they got into it without that. And that many times is the cutoff point for financial institutions. They say, well, you gave it willingly.
Yeah.
It's not like somebody stole your card.
Right.
You gave it to them, even though, you could argue, but they were messing with me.
Yeah.
We had no idea it was this. I thought they were legitimate. That's the reason I gave it. But that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
And that's why I think many people, and we see this in all kinds of scams, all the way through. That's why many people stick with it.
Yeah.
Because they can't get it from the bank.
There's no hope.
She went to the government, FTC.
Yep.
Couldn't get anything there. What hope does she have of getting her $20,000 back other than staying in touch with this person?
Staying invested with the scammer.
And that's a person's a scammer. And folks, let me tell you, she's not going to get her money back, and you won't either if you continue with these scammers. They're scammers. That's what they do. They're in another country, and most likely, and they don't care about you, and you're not going to get it back. They're just going to want more money to get back the money you already gave them.
As hard as it is, you just have to walk away.
Yeah. So let's wrap this up a little bit. She at the end, and again, her purpose for this and her part of it was to be able to explain to people about how this stuff works. And I could look at 80% of the scams, I think, and this is how it happens. Just different variables. But she wants you to know how to not fall for the same thing.
Every single one of them says exactly the same thing, saying that they're a God-bearing Christian and they would never do anything to harm your family or theirs. And they're only there to help, and there's empty promises. And anything that, if you cannot talk to them over the phone, if you cannot see them even through video chat or meet them in person, don't bother. If there is where they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, block them, because they are going to say anything and everything. Anything that they send you that are screenshots, they are all edited. If you look closely, you can tell that they have actually put text in where it wasn't supposed to be. And you can tell that they're edited. And they are going to use anything and everything to convince you that they are there to help you, and they're not. I deal with the stress of it. Feeling like a failure. Feeling that I'm stupid, that I fell for it once again. And why can I just not just walk away? It's harder on me than anything.
Yeah, I guess the last point first, she calls herself stupid, and we've heard this from a number of people. We call them scam survivors, even though she was victimized by these people, scam survivors, because she's still around and fighting it. But she's not. These scammers are good at what they do, and they are the bad guys here.
Exactly.
You know, don't give them the power that you are looking down on yourself. You know, after they've taken your money, now you're letting them take this from you as well.
Exactly.
You can't do that. There are so many people who lose money this way, and she is fighting back. You know.
Yeah, she's taken a stand, and you know, just hearing her talk about calling herself a failure, it's just, and at a certain point, I'm like, Ann, take your advice, walk away.
Yeah. That was the hardest part, I think, for me and you. I remember you were great with her. I mean, you really talked to her about, you know, don't feel that don't put yourself down like that.
Yeah.
And, you don't have to feel that way. And I think that hopefully that helped her. She seems like she doesn't have a lot of people to really talk to about it. And I think that's where a lot of people get into problems.
That's how they prey on them.
They prey on them. And I think even if you don't have, a lot of times these scams happen where they get you involved, right? And if you just took a step back and thought about it and say, listen, I'm not going to do anything about that. Even if you want to, I'm not doing anything about that now. But maybe in the back of your mind thinking, I'll get to that possibly. And then talk to somebody about it. Talk to a family member about it. Yep. And this is a call, I think, to action. I don't know how old Ann is. I don't think that old, but or the age of grandparent. But I think that kids need to be involved in their parents' lives and find out what they're doing, tough conversation. Where the money's going. Yeah. Have you got a call like this? Has anybody talked to you about, oh, yeah, that happened the other day?
Yeah. Investments. Hey, if you put this in, you'll get this. Bitcoin. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding on it. There's a lot of misinformation.
Which is what they want.
That's exactly what they want.
They create this, you know, stuff that nobody can understand. They don't even understand it, but they want to confuse you. Yeah. So, all right. So a couple of things that we've learned through a lot of scams, and especially what happened to Ann here. She talked about reaching out, these people who just reach out blindly and say they can help you, and then suddenly goes to money.
And are relentless about it too.
Relentless, right?
Constantly contacting you, not giving up, even if you say no. Red flag.
Never saw the person.
Right.
Never saw the person. And yet they're supposedly, friends, or at least the other person pretends to be.
Yep.
So that's another huge red flag. Anything asking for money. I mean, this is a person you don't know. So giving anything, I mean, Ann gave up actually more than that. She gave up bank account information, I think, and social media accounts. I mean, all that is stuff and a lot of times what they also try to do in a lot of scams is the scammers will try to show you proof that, yes, you are making money or whatever. Point. So they'll show you like a still shot of a bank account or something.
Yeah.
And they're good. I mean, they can create whatever. And it looks like you've got a certain amount of money in there. In some cases, people are even able to pull out money, right? But then comes the big want. Right? After they pulled out $200, they want $6,000 now.
Right.
And that's when they get you. So they may provide a little bit, but if it's, I hate to say it, it's the most cliched thing, too good to be true, probably is, but that's
a good point, Joe. Even if you get some money back, that doesn't mean it's not a scam.
No.
That's just them luring you more into it to see that, hey, this is possible. Now when you invest this higher amount, you're like, yeah, this is exactly what's going to happen. I got this for this, and now I'm going to go get more because I'm giving them more.
I will guarantee that after you get a little bit of money back, you will be hit with more money. It's not going to be, hey,
exactly.
It's great doing business with you. I'm glad you made a little money. We'll spread the word.
Yeah.
Here's my address. Let them know where you are. Anyway, I want to thank Ann for the time that she spent and doing a great thing here and helping people out. This is a common thing. Hopefully you learn something from it. Again, I think it's a call to action for families to kind of talk with families or friends to talk with friends.
Yeah.
If you've got somebody who might be isolated, I think it's a great opportunity to do that. Anything else? Wrap up? We just wish the best for Ann, and hopefully she's not, even if she's told that she's, what's going to happen is they're going to tell her that she talked about getting flights to Phoenix so she could meet this person who's going to give her $200,000. This woman would pay for it. It's going to be, can you send me $600 and I'll reimburse you when you get here for the flights?
Absolutely.
Oh man, that's just how it works. It's just tragic. Anyway, thanks for joining.
We hope you learned something.
Hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time.